What's going on, guys? JPP Duel here. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. And if you guys do like this kind of content, if you guys want to watch me live when I do go live on Twitch, the link is twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule is going to be in the video description itself. So I'll see you guys there. For today's game, I am going first. And if you guys look at my hand, not a good hand because I have no negations towards hand traps, okay? If my opponent had Maxi or Ash or Nib, I have no negations towards anything, my play would have been dead. But thankfully my opponent did not have any negations, so I keep going on towards my combo. Now you guys know I love to do the 2 doodle do or 1 doodle do combo, specifically for the Prankies Pranks recycle into the card draw and not recycle my Meowmoos, and I could activate Bow Bark and still have the Meowmoo in the graveyard and use 2 Butler Pops. That's the only reason why that happens. So I keep going towards my combo. My opponent, during the game, my opponent's side of the field, I believe, was getting highlighted over and over, but he did not do anything. So I was not too sure, so I kept going towards my combo, hoping, he doesn't have Nib. If he had Nib, I was going to maxi him, so that way I'll at least draw into 2 more cards. But again, along the way, my opponent did not interrupt my combo. So I end my turn with the standard 1-card combo board set. This is your standard right here: Bow Bark, Fancies, Active Pranks, Set Down Panda. Prankkids Plays is just an addition. I end my turn, I activate Pranks, draw 3 cards, and on my opponent's draw phase, first of all, if you have Maxi in your hand, always max your opponent on draw phase. So I Maxi him, he crosses out the Maxi, which negates that. I activate Bow Bark and target the copy of Fancies plus the Dropsies in my graveyard to add them back to my hand. Now, you guys might be wondering, why would you play it this way? You already have Fancies on the field, why would you add Fancies back in your hand? So let me explain it to you in a way you would understand. Now, if my Maxi had gone through, let's say my Maxi went through and my opponent took the Maxi challenge, and the first card or the second card, maybe you draw into a Nibiru. Now, if your opponent is a combo player and you draw Nibiru, you want to Nibiru your opponent. So, if you activate Pandemonium, Pandemonium locks you into Prankkids monsters only. That way, if you activate Pandemonium first, you cannot Nibiru your opponent. And you wouldn't even want to Nibiru your opponent because you would be wiping out your own Butler anyways. So, for that, what do? If you have 1 card for the Butler combo in your hand, aside from the one you special out on the field, always try to get the other 2 from the graveyard using Bow Bark, so that way if your opponent does take the Maxi challenge and you draw into a Nibiru, you don't care about the card on the field. You could first use Nibiru. Once they push past 5, use Nibiru, wipe out their field, that's 1 Raigeki, and then after that, if they still have combo extension, you activate your Pandemonium, then go into your Butler, so you will have 2 more Raigeki pops. So that's 3 in total in 1 turn. Really important to learn this, really important to utilize this, because it will help you tremendously in a lot of games. It will not lock you out of your Nibiru, so keep this in mind. So that's the reason why I did it this way, but it was just for the explanation in the video. So no Maxi, we still have our Butler pop. So emergency teleport. As soon as I see this card, I'm thinking my opponent is trying to go into the Punk engine to get out True King of all calamities, because the Punk engine, off of the emergency teleport, it's a 1-card combo towards True King of all calamities. So I chained my Pandemonium to it instantly, because if he specials out the Punk, which is guaranteed is going to happen, he's going to special out Punk Ziamin to go into his combo. I want to have Butler on the field to negate that first card itself. Not negate, sorry, to wipe out that first card itself so he cannot even tap into his combo. So Butler gets on the field, I get all my graveyard activations, and you guys will see here right now, I'm going to chain link 5 my Butler pop. I don't want him going into, again, the True King of all calamities engine. So it's going to resolve, my Butler is going to pop Ziamin, that's gone, and with the graveyard activations, you guys know, I love to get 2 Dropsies on the field, because again, it forces out either a bounce or a banish from your opponent, or they have to waste 1 attack into your Dropsies. Otherwise, it's a guaranteed totally awesome on your next turn. So, then my opponent goes into his phantomknights engine. Right here, I was saving my pop of the Butler pop till he goes into Bardiche, so that way it will stop his combo. but my opponent forces out my butler pop by going into unicorn. Unicorn will target my butler, so that will force me to use my butler to pop his unicorn, so at least that way a material or a link 3 monster will be gone from the field. So that's going to be that. He's going to special out the Cherubini off of the Burning Abyss. It's expected. He still had a combo extension because he still had cards in his graveyard to banish. The boots plus the cloak, he could have gone towards his combo. That's why I was trying to wait out the butler pop. Sadly, he forced it, so we had to pop it. Then he said he searches for a shade, activates shade, goes into the Bardiche. Bardiche will send a card to the graveyard, which will be the Torn Scale, sets down a Fogblade. We know that card is going to be Fogblade on our turn. Banishes the cloak, searches for the stained greaves, gets the Torn Scales on the field, and then goes into his Breaksword. Now, this is again Diamond 1, okay? It's Diamond 1 gameplay, so opponent knows that my prankkids monster cards are immune to destruction through card effects. So he does not target my monster cards. He targets my spell cards. He pops my pranks and my place using the pops that he had access to. Then he goes into Predaplan, so Predaplan gives him access to the DPE engine. So right here, he will be able to pop 2 of my cards. I'll be left with 1 card on the field to go into my combo. My opponent chooses to pop the Dropsies and the Roxys. He activates DPE even knowing that he can't pop my cards because otherwise his DPE on next turn would have been popped and I could have called by the Graveyard. So he just wanted to play it that way. He ends his turn after activating the DPE in the grave, I believe, or did he not activate DPE? He did not activate DPE in his graveyard. So right here, I draw into a Raigeki, okay? My opponent did not activate DPE in the graveyard. He forgot to activate it, so no DPE this turn. If my opponent even had DPE on the field, I would have made my opponent rage quit. I had 2 kaijus in my hand. I would have kaiju'd my opponent and then given a kaiju to myself, then Raigeki'd my opponent's field. That way he would just have the Fogblade on the field, and then I would have gone into my combo and killed him. Because I had access code Talker, okay? I would have gone into Nightmare, forced out the activation of the Fogblade off of the Nightmare, then gone into access code, and then even if he used the Fogblade in his graveyard to special, I would have popped his cards using access code and hit him in the face for 53. I would have killed him. And once I start going into my combo, my opponent realizes he did not activate DP in the graveyard and he scoops right here. My opponent just straight up scoops. That was a pretty funny game to me where the activation of the DP, my opponent forgot to do it. Again, this was Diamond 1, okay? Mistakes like these do happen, so keep this in mind. Anyways, that's going to be the end of the game, guys. If you guys do like this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing to my channel for more daily prankkids videos, maybe coming to my Twitch, watching me when I do play live if you guys do like that kind of content. Link is going to be in the video description itself. With that being said, this is JPB Duel signing off for today. See you guys in the next video. Peace!